Flexion and extension are terms used to describe the movement of body parts at the joint spaces. Flexion is the motion that reduces the angle between body parts, bringing them closer together. Extension is the opposite movement that increases the angle between body parts, moving them further away from each other. In short, flexion brings body parts closer together, while extension moves them apart. Here's an example of flexion and extension of the hand. This includes hyperextension of the hand, which is basically when you push the joint beyond the zero position. Here is another example of flexion, extension, and hyperextension, this time at the shoulder. Here I am demonstrating both abduction and adduction. Abduction is the movement of a body part in the frontal plane away from the midline of the body. Adduction is movement in the frontal plane back towards the midline. Here I am demonstrating elevation and depression. Elevation is a movement that raises a body part vertically in the frontal plane. Depression lowers a body part in the same plane. Here I am demonstrating protraction and retraction. Protraction is the anterior movement of a body part in the transverse plane, and retraction is posterior movement, or moving back to the original position. I like to think of opening a door or even punching someone. This was supposed to be a demonstration of circumduction, which is when one end of an appendage remains fairly stationary while the other end makes a circular motion. But now that I'm watching it, I'm realizing that my shoulder is not stationary at all. So if we could just imagine that it is stationary or fairly stationary and only my hand and lower limb are making the circular motion, this would be a demonstration of circumduction. An example of circumduction as listed in the textbook is an artist painting a circle while using only their hand. Here I am demonstrating rotation. In this demonstration, my humerus is doing a motion called medial or internal rotation, and then undergoing lateral or external rotation. Here I am demonstrating supination and pronation of the forearm. Supination of the forearm is a movement that turns the palm to face anteriorly or upward. Pronation is the opposite movement, causing the palm to face posteriorly or downward. During these movements, the radius and ulna cross like an X. Here I am demonstrating dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion is a movement in which toes are elevated. You might do this while painting your toenails. Plantar flexion is movement of the foot so the toes point downward, as in pressing the gas pedal.